give me money for ice cream, I'm not gonna be mad at you anymore, right? You're like, how can you talk about ice cream? I'm talking about generational wealth. Well, if you're dating a dumb little kid, the little kid don't know nothing about no generational wealth. That kid's thinking about roller skates, right? So people have different levels of consciousness, and that's just what it is. And what I hate about American politics, honestly, is it makes our whole community, because we're listening to these dumbass celebrities. You got comedians and rappers giving political commentary. Diddy was running around talking about vote or die. You had Diddy, one of the nastiest sons of bitches on the planet, one of the sickest human beings out here, telling you who to vote for. I'm like, what is this world that we're in? I don't want to be black, but I don't want to be that kind of black. I don't even know if you call it black anymore. I don't know what we call it. I just want to call it happy. I want to call it safe. I want to call it productive. I want to call it successful. I want to compete. I want our kids to compete. Ain't nothing a white kid can do that your kid can't do. But that maybe that white kid is in a family where they're allowing him to really focus on the main thing, not to put them on a pedestal. But if you've ever seen like an Indian family and the way certain Indian families focus on education, they're like, forget politics. Don't nobody care if you vote or not. Chinese people don't vote. But they're like, but you better come home with straight A's and you better save your money. You better pour into the family business. You better respect your grandma. You better take care of your kids and you better handle things in the house. And then after that, the other things can become your extracurriculars. I think that because we forgot who we are, we take the extracurriculars and we make it the main thing. I will never understand a person who stops talking to their own loved one because they're in a different political party. That is a mental illness. That is insane. You really think you a Republican and you stop speaking to your cousin because he's a Democrat? You really think the Republicans are going to come down and help you the way your cousin would have helped you? You just lost the ally, man. Like that's crazy. And I think that that's the goal, though. I think that the goal is to make sure that you keep everybody at each other's throats so that you can't align. You can't cooperate with each other. You can't work together. You can't find the areas where you can come together. And so I want to say thank you to those of you who put up with me. I like my favorite thing to hear sometimes when I hear somebody say, "Yeah, I don't agree with what you said about that, but I like you, Dr. Boyce." I appreciate that because that says, okay, you know I ain't perfect. I'm not going to align with everything you believe, but my heart's trying to be in the right place. I'm trying to put my heart in the right place. You know what I mean? I'm trying to solve this damn thing. Right? And so many people get caught up in the minutia. And it's like, wait, I have a PhD in finance. Like your biggest problem is you're broke as fuck. You need money. You need to understand wealth. And you can't even hear a word I'm saying because I didn't vote for the same white man you voted for. Are you serious right now? Like that to me is just wild. Wild as hell. Like, look, and in fact, what's really shocking to me is like when I would hear my friends, one of my boys said that he said, "Yeah, I met a girl and I liked her and I wanted to keep going out with her, but when she found out that I didn't vote for Kamala Harris, she stopped going out with me." So is Kamala Harris going to bring her white husband down to her house and make sure that she gets to have kids and has a good family? I said, because you're a good man. You could have been a great husband, great father to this lady, and you liked her, but she's throwing all that in the garbage because of politicians who don't even know who she is. I think that's a mental illness. I really do. I think it's a mental illness.